What's up, guys? It's Mike with Battling Dad Bod. Just wanted to give you guys some pointers, some tips, some things that I've learned along the way. Going from high school playing sports all the time, college being super active, post college, no marriage, no kids, doing what you want, staying active as much as you want, being active for 2, 3 hours a day if that's what you choose. And then life happens, right? You find someone, you settle down, you have kids, all of a sudden, like, your time is not yours anymore. Your time is for the family, your time is for the kids, your time is with job and commuting, and life happens. And that's okay. But how do you stay in shape? How do you fight that urge to just let it go? To be like, yeah, I used to be active in college. Yeah, I used to do that. But how do you keep it? Like, even if you can't keep it in the same intensity or the same way that you did, that doesn't mean that you have to let it go completely. And so I just want to share a couple tips. Personally, what I have done, what worked for me. I used to be a personal trainer. I used to be a huge athlete. I would do everything. I would go to trampoline parks. I would go rock climbing. Literally anything that I could do that would be physically active was fun for me. Punishment was staying inside. I am a very physically active person. I need it, right? So as I got older, now I have a wife, 2 kids, one on the way. It's a lot harder, right? When I get home from work, I used to go straight to the gym for an hour, 2 hours if I wanted to. Now I get home from work and it's like the kids are hungry. 3.5-year-old, she's cranky. She's got to eat. So how does that change? How do you not let yourself just go and be like, well, I just don't go to the gym anymore. Why? Because my life just doesn't let it. One, it has to be a priority to you. If it's a priority to you, then you'll make time for it. What I started doing was getting up early, which I know is terrible. And trust me, with an 11-month-old, a 3.5-year-old, and a pregnant wife, getting up at 5 o'clock before anybody wakes up is not easy, because I'm already up once or twice with the 11-month-old that's teething, right? But if I didn't have time on the end of the day, I needed to make time in the beginning of the day. So have a priority, set priorities. If that is something that is valuable to you, you will find the time to do it. Number two, biggest thing that was probably for me recently was, you don't have to do what you used to do. You just have to do something, right? Going to the gym one time for 8 hours doesn't get you muscles. It's going to the gym consistently every day, every other day for a half an hour, for 20 minutes, for 45 minutes, over 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years. That is what gets you in shape, right? Having the hurrah to get up and do it one time is great, but not if it's just because it's like a one-off where you have a day off and you can go to the gym for 4 hours and then you never do it again that month, right? You're not going to see results from that. So one big thing is, don't try to do what you used to be able to do when you had so much more time on your hands. It's okay to change things up. It's okay to adapt. You have to, right? So you might not be in the gym for 2 hours anymore. You also might not be doing the same numbers. So guys, if you were like into a big lifter, bodybuilding, powerlifting, and you were putting up great numbers, like, it's going to be humble pie. When life happens, like, you don't have all that time to do that. And that's okay, but it's about being healthy, right? Staying in shape, trying to be in better shape for your wife, for your kids, just for your life, so you feel better, so you feel good, right? So one of the things I like to do is little, like, micro workouts. So I'm a teacher. I'm a physical education teacher at an elementary school. Right now I'm on break. I'm in a weight room that you can see. It's downstairs at the school that I work at. And so when I have a half-hour break, I come down, I literally do 10 or 12 minutes. That's it. 10 or 12 minutes of something. So if I do chest, I might do cables. I will not take any rest at all, zero, because I only have 10 minutes. I only have 12 minutes. I'll go high cables to mid cables to low cables. The only rest that I get is taking the cable and putting it all the way back to high and adjusting it in between, right? So it doesn't have to be that I'm lifting the same amount of weight that I used to lift. It can be that I'm taxing myself, but not allowing myself to rest, right? So your muscles don't know if you're lifting 20 pounds or 200 pounds. All they know is that they're working and that they need to be recruited in order to lift whatever that weight is. Now, if the lighter the weight, right, you're probably going to have to do more reps, or you'll go slower, or you'll use pause sets. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And so what I'm going to do on this channel is I'm going to try to take all the things that I've learned from personal training myself, from being a fitness and a health kind of like guru, if you will, someone that like inspires to be a guru, I guess. And I'm just hungry for it. So I've watched people over the years, right? Like I started off watching a Canadian bodybuilder by the name of Lee Haney, right? And he had all these cool little techniques and tips, and I would try him in the gym. And now it's like Jeff Cavalier, Athlete X, is like, he's unbelievable, right? That man, first of all, he looks like an anatomy doll. And second of all, like everything he puts out is like, yep, I need to try that. Yep, that's gold, you know? And like the things, you take nuggets from different people around and you take things and what works for you. Like, I wish I had the time to be at the gym for 2 hours a day. I just don't right now in my life. It's not there. So I've had to make adjustments and do things that work for me. And so this whole thing is, I wanted to title it like Battling the Dad Bod, right? Like not allowing yourself just to be content with getting the dad bod. It's like, no, if you're someone that enjoys being physically fit and you're in shape, like you should fight for that. Fight to be in shape. I would say don't let it come at the expense of the relationship with your wife or husband or kids, but like it is important. It's mental health. It's like you need time for you, right? And what better way than exercising and feeling good, getting all like the hormones and like having that be positive reinforcement of like doing something productive and then doing it for a week or 2 weeks, starting to see results. Like that's the best feeling in the world, right? So this channel, I'm just going to try to share useful tips that work for me. It doesn't work for you, like, sorry. If it does, then great. I'm glad like I could bring value and add something to your guys' routine or your life, or just give like a little bit of encouragement. If you're not where you used to be, that doesn't mean that you can't do anything, right? So one of the sayings that I always live by is, if you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got, right? If you want to change, you need to change something. And so, just want to encourage you guys, try to change things up a little bit. Maybe make things a little bit smaller, make them simpler. Start with 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. If it's more than what you're doing now, if you're doing 15 minutes a day is huge, okay? Also try like micro sets throughout the day. If you're in the kitchen and you're making food for your kids or whatever, lean up against a countertop. Do a little push-ups against the countertop. Maybe you could do like 30 push-ups regular. So maybe do 50 of those, do 60 of those. You do those 2 or 3 times while cooking a meal. If you're doing breakfast or something, do those 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 sets of those. Then at lunch, when you're cooking the kids another meal, do another 2 or 3 sets. Then at dinner, do another 2 or 3 sets. Like, is that equivalent of you going into the gym and benching 250? Like, no, but it's better than you doing nothing. And the next day, like, you'll feel it. You're like, oh, I worked my chest. And that's what you want. You want to continue to stay active, continue to keep your body knowing what it's like to be physically active, right? And you want to keep that movement going. So just encouraging you guys to stay healthy no matter what phase of life you are in, all right? So just be awesome, be better. You guys deserve it, all right? See you soon. Bye-bye.